Getting sick really sucks and it feels awful. But every time it happens, I'm reminded of something truly miraculous, something seemingly magical. And that is 皆さんこんにちは。英語ペラペラです。最近はね、結構辛い風邪をひいてて、ちょっと大変でした。でも今は元気になったので、すっくり元気になったので、動画を撮ってるんですけど、体が病気になった時、免疫システムがどう動くのかについて、英語だけでの話をします。ぜひ最後まで聞いてみてください。How much do you take care of yourself? How many times do you take a shower? How long do you spend washing your hands? The reason why I'm asking all these questions is because I'm kind of a hypochondriac, meaning I overthink. I stress out about germs and unclean things. Or honestly, things that are not really unclean, or things that I perceive as unclean that may not really be all that harmful. The way I see it, I'm just simply being hygienic. I'm simply trying to stay clean. But that's not always the case. Sometimes, maybe I take it a bit too far. Anyways, the reason why I'm making this video is because despite all of this, despite, washing my hands, taking good care of my health, and, exercising and all that jazz, recently I got really sick, like pretty darn sick. And it sucked. It was horrible. It nearly destroyed my schedule, and it definitely did ruin a few streaks I've been maintaining for quite some time now. In other words, it kind of ruined my routine. It was awful. But as you can tell, I'm no longer sick. I'm feeling fine again. I got better and moved on. Took a little time to recuperate, took a little time to heal and recover, but we're finally back on track again. Here's the thing. Getting sick really sucks and it feels awful. But every time it happens, I'm reminded of something truly miraculous, something seemingly magical. And that is the body's internal mechanism for healing, the body's defense system, also known as our immune system. We're like mutants, like those characters in the X-Men movies. It kind of reminds me of Wolverine. He has self-healing abilities, but we have that too, except, yes, it takes us a couple of days on average as opposed to a couple of seconds. It takes us a couple of days on average for mild illnesses at least. So when we're infected with the common cold. And during those couple of days, or sometimes weeks, it feels horrible. It feels awful. All those terrible things you experience, all those terrible things you go through when you're sick, those are called symptoms. So if you've got a cold, some of the symptoms you might experience are headache, sore throat, runny nose, and just really feeling uncomfortable. But behind the scenes, your immune system is running a full-scale defense mission. In fact, symptoms you experience when you're sick are actually signs that your immune system is hard at work. It's actually your body's response, not the virus itself, that makes you feel lousy. It means we're healing. It feels terrible, yes, and it does take time, but you're gonna have to be patient as your adaptive immune response is kicked in, and antibodies help neutralize the pathogens. Antibodies help fight off the pathogens. Oh, and by the way, antibodies are these tiny proteins that stick to the virus and prevent it from infecting more cells. To be clear, I'm talking about everyday illnesses. So, those that come around every once in a while, like the common cold or the flu, the kinds that usually take about a week or so to recover from. Of course, there are many serious life-altering diseases that are far more complex and are still the focus of intensive medical research. But still, the fact that you go from being almost debilitated, from being weak and tired and nauseated, to being normal again in just about a week or so is truly remarkable. We don't think too much about it because we've taken it for granted. But just because we do doesn't mean it's any less spectacular. It's an absolutely fascinating process that the body goes through. Remember, your immune cells, like the white blood cells, are constantly patrolling your bloodstream for pathogens like viruses or bacteria. Some of these immune cells, like T cells or NK cells, also monitor your body for abnormal or cancerous cells. Right now, since you've clicked on the video, your immune cells, like the NK cells, probably just destroyed a few cancerous cells and prevented the worst from happening. I mean, come on, think about how fascinating this is. Billions of protectors, billions of cells actively working on keeping you alive, both from the outside and from the inside, protecting you from cancerous cells, abnormal cells that become cancerous. But it's not perfect. Sometimes it can get things wrong. Sometimes it makes a mistake and attacks the body's own healthy cells, which, if not stopped, if it continues, then it can lead to autoimmune diseases. Luckily, there are medications that help manage many of these conditions. There is still a lot of research underway to better understand and treat them, though. Anyhow, next time you recover from a cold, remember, an entire defense force has been hard at work. Day and night, your immune system fought a battle and won. っていうことで、今日は病気になった時、風邪をひいた時に免疫システムがどんな風に動くのかを話しました。皆さん元気でいて毎日ヘルシーに過ごしましょう。少しでも勉強になると思っていただけたら、ぜひいいねとチャンネル登録お願いします。ではまた次の動画でお会いしましょう。